Hey there. If you're an SAP functional consultant, you've probably felt it. There's a big shift happening. The ground is moving under our feet, expectations are changing, and this little three-letter acronym keeps popping up everywhere. BTP. So today, we're going to dive into what that actually means for you and your career.
And look, this isn't just some academic question. This is a real post from a real consultant out there in the trenches on Reddit. And the short answer to their question? Yeah, absolutely. But, and this is a big but, it's not about replacing what you do. It's about amplifying it.
You know, for years, the life of a functional consultant was pretty clear-cut, right? You were the expert, the bridge between what the business wanted and what the system could do. But that bridge is now being asked to handle way more traffic, and it needs to move a whole lot faster.
This slide probably looks painfully familiar to a lot of you. I mean, the classic model of gathering requirements, diving into SPRO, and writing up functional specs for your app developers, it worked for decades. But it has real consequences. A custom Z report that shatters after an upgrade, waiting a whole month just for a new approval field, and who hasn't dealt with manual file transfers? These are the exact friction points that businesses just aren't willing to put up with anymore. And that right there, that gets to the absolute heart of the matter. Businesses are demanding faster innovation. They want real-time data, and they want smarter, simpler user experiences. The old waterfall model of specify, build, and then wait, well, it just can't keep up. And that pressure is what's blurring the lines, asking us functional folks to think a bit more technically, and our technical colleagues to get closer to the business.
So if the old toolkit is starting to show its age, what's the new one? Well, that's where SAP's Business Technology Platform, or BTP, comes into play. And you got to understand, this isn't just another product. It's the very foundation of SAP's entire cloud strategy.
The best way to think about BTP is like a powerful Swiss Army knife for the cloud. It's this one unified platform that gives you all the tools you need to extend, integrate, and innovate around your core SAP system without having to crack it open and create custom code inside. It's literally designed to solve the challenges we were just talking about. And make no mistake, this isn't some flash-in-the-pan trend. Just look at this timeline. BTP is the result of over a decade of evolution. It started way back in 2012 as the NetWeaver Cloud. It's changed names for sure, but SAP has been strategically building this out for years. This shows you it's a mature, stable platform, not just the latest buzzword.
So what's inside this Swiss Army knife? Well, it's really built on four massive pillars. You've got application development and automation for building new apps and workflows. You've got data and analytics for those real-time insights. You've got a modern integration suite to connect anything to anything. And of course, you've got AI built in to make everything smarter. These are your new core tools. Okay, now we're at the most important part of this whole discussion. How does this new toolkit actually change your day-to-day job? Well, it's a huge shift from being a system configurator to becoming a true solution advisor.
Let's make this super practical. The business needs a new sales report. What's the old way? You write a spec, you hand it to a developer, you wait for a custom Z report, and then you suffer through a long testing and transport cycle. Right? Now the BTP way. You, the functional consultant, work directly with the business to build a live, interactive dashboard in SAP Analytics Cloud, giving them insights in days, not weeks, and without a single line of custom ABAP touching your core system.
Or how about this classic? Vendor onboarding. It's always a complete mess of emails, spreadsheets, and chasing people for approvals. This is where BTP is an absolute game changer. Using a tool like SAP Build Process Automation, you can design a slick, automated workflow with clear steps, approvals, and a perfect audit trail. You're not just configuring a vendor screen, you're solving a huge business headache.
And integrations. We've all lived the nightmare of clunky, brittle file interfaces that break if someone sneezes too hard. That world is over. With the integration suite on BTP, you're designing modern API-based connections that sync data in real time. It's more robust, it's easier to monitor, and most importantly, it keeps your core system clean.
So, when you add all this up, what do you become? Well, you evolve into what people are starting to call a BizTech consultant. You still have that invaluable deep process knowledge. That is your superpower, and it always will be. But now, you're pairing it with a knowledge of modern cloud tools to deliver so much more.
And I think this quote from an SAP community expert just nails it. Your core identity doesn't change. Your value doesn't go away. BTP simply expands your toolkit. It lets you deliver more, faster, and better than you ever could before.
Now you might be thinking, okay, this sounds nice,
But is it really necessary? Well, let me tell you, the market isn't just asking for these skills, it's screaming for them. Let's look at the hard numbers.
First off, just follow the money. SAP's cloud ERP solutions are seeing a massive 26% growth year over year. That's the entire industry shifting to the cloud, and BTP is the engine that makes that cloud strategy work. If you're not aligned with this trend, you're fighting the tide.
And what does this mean for your wallet? Well, in the UK contractor market, for example, a typical SAP day rate is pretty good. But for consultants with these scarce, in-demand BTP skills, we're seeing day rates of £800. The market pays a huge premium for people who can bridge that gap between the old and the new.
It's the exact same story for permanent jobs. Over in the US, a BTP solution architect can easily command a salary of $180,000 and often even higher. This isn't just a small raise, it's a completely different tier of earning potential. And look at this list. This is huge. BTP skills are officially recognized as being among the most critical, high-scarcity skills in the entire ecosystem. You're right up there with the deep specialists in EWM or MDG. When projects get stuck, it's often because we can't find people with these skills. That makes you incredibly valuable.
Okay, so you see the need. You see the massive opportunity. The big question is, where on earth do you start? The best news I can give you is that this is an evolution of your skills, not a total replacement.
Let me be crystal clear about this. Nobody, and I mean nobody, expects you to suddenly become a full-stack coder overnight. That's not the goal. The goal is for you to understand what's possible with this new toolkit so you can have smarter conversations and guide your clients to the absolute best solution.
And here's a totally practical way to get there. It's a step-by-step path. Start with the why, the fundamentals, like SAP's Clean Core strategy. Then just dip your toes into each area. You don't have to master it all. Learn a bit about Fiori. Look at some pre-built integration flows. Try building one simple dashboard in SAC. Every small step builds your confidence and your value.
So let's just bring it all home. Everything you've learned over your entire career, that deep, incredible understanding of finance or supply chain or HR processes, that remains your greatest asset. That is your strength. All BTP is the amplifier that's going to make that strength 10 times more powerful.
It really is an evolution, not a revolution. Your foundation is solid. The new tools are sitting right here, waiting for you. So the only real question left is, are you ready to amplify your career? Thanks for watching.